Hi, boys and girls. Hope everyone is doing well. I hope you did a good job on lesson 8.8, which was on equal groups and arrays. And today, actually, lesson 8.9 is going to be more work on equal groups and arrays. So first, I wanted to start out with some quick looks again. So get ready. Here we go. Remember, try to fill your tens frame, see what's left over, slide them over, and see what you can do. Here we go. I'll start off easy for you. Hopefully you got that one right. Hopefully that was an easy one. And you could move those over. Either you could move over the 6 to the 4 or move over the 4 to the 6 and see that it filled the frame and it was 10. Here's your next one. See if you got it. Again, you had 9 here, right? So you know it's 9 if there's one empty of the 10 frame. If you bring this one over, you have your full 10 and one extra, so then you have 11. Hope you got it. And the last one, here we go. I'll give you a little bit longer on this one. Did you get that one? So on this one, if you took 2 of these and moved them over to fill, then you know you had 4 left. 10 plus 4 is 14. Good. All right. I hope you're getting warmed up a little bit. So we're going to continue with a little bit of a warm up and think about some mental math. Remember what we said last time? Mental math is when you're figuring in your head. Now, I don't want you to figure out the exact answer to these. I want you to get a ballpark estimate. Do you remember what estimate means? If you don't remember, it means that you're getting close. And sometimes we call it a ballpark estimate. It means you're kind of in the ballpark. You're in the area. You're around being close. Excuse me. Anyway, so when you're doing a ballpark estimate, we want to use numbers that are easy to subtract. So on 60 minus 18, that's not so easy to figure it out in your head. But if I change this 18 to a 20, I can do 60 minus 20 a lot easier in my head and get an estimate of what my answer should be. Same thing on 70 minus 39. That's kind of hard to do in my head, but I can change the 39 to something really close. Yeah, 40. So I can do 70 minus 40 a lot easier than 70 minus 39 and get close, get to my ballpark estimate. Now on this one, sometimes you have to change both numbers. What would you change 98 to make it easier, right? We want to make it easier for ourselves to do the subtraction. And then what would you change the 42 to? Okay, so when you're doing this mental math, you want to kind of be thinking like this in your head. That's why I put these little bubbles, like, you know, like your thought bubble. So again, on that first one, 60 minus 18, you can be thinking instead 60 minus 20. And 60 minus 20, you can use your number grid, get on 60, count back 20, or you can think to yourself, 6 minus 2 is the 4, and add the 0. On the next one, the 70 minus 39, we said we can leave the 70 because that's easy to work with. We want to change the 39 to the 40, and then we can do 70 minus 40. Again, you can use a number grid. Get on 40, get on 70, count back 40, right? So you'd go 10, 20, 30, 40 on your number grid. And remember, you do have a number grid in the back of your math journal. So you can use that to help you with figuring out your math problems. Then the last one, what you should have been thinking in your head for the 98 minus 42, should have thought, okay, 98 close to 100, 42 close to 40, 100, count back 40, takes me to 60. So again, you can use the number grid, get on the 100, and then we go what? We go up 10, 20, 30, 40. Remember, anytime we go up on the number grid, a row above, we've subtracted 10, a row down, we've added 10. So that's just some work in practice on doing ballpark estimates. So your job today is on page 212 in your math journal, and it looks like this. If you don't have it, grab it right now, real quick. I'll give you a minute, because we're going to do this top problem together. That top problem says, write a number story to match this number model. The number model is 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals 12. And then it also says to draw a picture of what you do. So I kind of showed you here. You can, and it can just be a small picture. And remember what we said when we're doing math drawings, it doesn't have to be elaborate, meaning lots of detail. It can just be a little picture, so you can show what you know. So in that number story, you have to write a problem to match the 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals 12. So I wrote one. Here's my number story. If I look at the 4 plus 4 plus 4, I think, how many 4s were there? There were 3 4s, right? So I have a 3 and a 4 in my problem. I wrote, Amy has 3 bags of apples. So she's got her 3 bags, and there are 4 in each bag. So when you're writing your number story, you have to think 3 of something with 4 in each. Okay, so then I wrote my question, how many apples does Amy have in all? So it matches, right? The 4, 4, 4, 3 4s, and then it equals 12. So I want you today to make sure you write a number story on page 212 to match the 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals 12. And don't forget too, at the end, you have to ask the question, how many in all, right? We have to end our number story with the question. The second thing that you're going to be doing on the bottom of page 212 is you're going to be playing a game. And for this game, you need 2 players. I'm going to explain the game. You need counters. At school, we have counters. You don't have them at home, but you can use anything at home. I decided I was going to use Raisinets for my counters. So I have 36 counters, and then you also need a dice. So, or a die, I guess I should call it. So you can get one just from a game. Just make sure you put it back so you're not looking for it next time. Just one die, and then pick something for your counters. It could be Cheerios or whatever. Ask mom and dad first if you're going to use food for your counters though, okay? Or you could do little Lego blocks or anything. So just so you have 36 of something. So here's how you're going to play. I wrote down the directions so you can kind of watch and see. So there's 2 players. I'm going to refer to them as partner A and partner B. And if it's underlined in green, I'm talking about partner A. Underlined in orange, I'm talking about partner B. So partner A is going to roll the die. The number that they get, this is the number of groups, rows, or columns. Okay? So they roll the dice. It was a 2. Then it says partner B, the other partner, rolls the die. Then that number is the number in each group, row, or column. Okay, so each person rolls. The first one is the number of groups, rows, or columns. And the second number is how many are in that group, row, or column. Okay, so next step, it says partner A uses counters. So partner A is going to get their counters to make equal groups to match the number that they rolled. So if I rolled the 2, I'm going to do 2 groups. Partner B uses counters to make an array to match the numbers. Okay, so after you're done, the partners will find the total number of counters and compare to make sure they are the same. Because each picture, whether it's the array or the equal groups, should have the same number of counters. Last step is to write a number model to match the counters. And then the next time you switch. So the person that rolled first rolls second, the person that rolled second rolls first. So each time you're doing a little something different. So I did a little sample here. For example, I said, if partner A rolled a 2 and partner B rolled a 3, this is what would happen. So partner A would make 2 groups of 3 counters. So something like this. They'd take their 3 counters and make two different groups with 3 in each. So the total would be 6. Partner B uses those same numbers, the 2 and the 3, but does an array. So they did an array with 2 with 3 in each. Again, 6. So the number should be the same, but you should be showing it in a different way. One with equal groups, one with an array. Okay? So you'll play a few rounds of that game, and then 2, 3, and 4, you'll answer questions related to what you did in the game. The last thing you're going to do today is math boxes, page 213. Remember on this one where it says explain how you solve problem 3? Well, problem 3 is right here, 15 plus 11 plus 45 plus 19. Explain how you solved it means tell me in words, right? So you might say, to solve the problem, I started on 45 on the number grid. I added 19 more, then I added 15 more and 11 more. You might say, I wrote all the numbers down and added them up. Whatever you did to solve it, that's what you do down here in words to explain it. So, I think you're going to do a great job. I hope you have fun with the game. You can play with mom or dad or brother or sister. Again, you just need your 36 counters, and you need the die, 1 die. And like I said, page 212 and page 213. Looking ahead, next week, we're going to actually do a review of chapter 8 because we've done all the lessons in chapter 8. We'll do some reviewing, and actually you'll take your very first math assessment at home and see how you did. So thanks, and I will see you next week.